Okay, I said it. We didn't really get any rain, and I showed you that cloud. Well, there it is still. And we've been up here on the top. Darcy's been videoing. I was just dressing this hillside a little bit. Because we're going to line this up with the solar panels. But it's been basically lightly raining on us the entire time now, so I guess some of that little bit of rain finally got to us. But this is where we're going to set up the solar for a temporary for the build of the house. And once we get the camper up here, we'll have the RV set up here, and then we'll have power for it. And we'll have power for the build. So a lot of times I see that on videos, people doing off-grid, and they have like no power for the whole time. They're running generators and stuff for everything when they're going to do solar anyway. So why not get the system in? And I'm bringing the system that we had in Colorado out here. So, but we're going to get to laying out some poles and putting some more holes in the ground for our temporary solar array. So. Get some more video for you.
Show the cloud?
Yeah. Doing these holes, I don't know, somewhere around 16 inches or so deep, because this is all temporary. I don't need to like bury it super deep or anything. It's just something to get the solar panels up on. Okay, so there's a little trick to doing a square corner. I'm sure if a lot of you probably know this, or some of you have already found it on the internet. But if you measure any right angle, a triangle fits at 3, 4, 5. So I always like to go 6, 8, 10 because it gives it a little bit longer. So we'll go 6 foot on one side, 8 foot on the other side, and it should measure 10 foot point to point. When you get that perfect, then you should have a right angle. So that's what we're going to do to get this post here. Yeah, so Darcy and I are up here. We're working on the solar thing, but we were walking around talking about the house and the layout and a bunch of other stuff, and it's hailing. So now we got this crazy hail coming down. It's pretty cool. See, they're trying to hide in the shop over there. It's so noisy in there I couldn't do a video. But we've been working on what we got going out here, and we went and got a coffee and came back and started walking the property, trying to come up with different things in our head about the layout. And then just crazy storms today have just been circling around. It's insane. Super cool though.
Well, that was unexpected. Still raining, still hailing, getting pretty wet, muddy. I think we're going to be done for the day, huh?
Must be beer 30.
Yes, sir.
It's so loud in here.
Thank you, Hefe.
Yep, here we are up at the Kingman property right after a day and night of rain, and we hit some really nasty hail yesterday. Thought it was going to dent the truck. Big pieces coming down, but no dents on the truck. That's a good thing. But we got up here to the property and we're checking everything out, but realized that something was pushing out of the wall on the temporary shop here, and that toolbox over there had that drill press sitting on it, and the whole thing was sinking into the ground and leaning outwards. So we've definitely got some issues with too much water getting in here. So another project that we're going to have to work on, because it's an issue that's going to have to be dealt with monsoon season coming on. Right out here on this side is where the water was leaking in, so we'll need to build up some sort of berm and some kind of an attachment that's going to hold those sides down. But we're going to get to that. We got to get the water tank unloaded and get the trailer checked out today, because we've got a big surprise. I started shooting a video about heading down to trade in the tractor. Well, as you can see, we still have that one, but we are picking up another tractor, a new one. They didn't want to offer us enough for trade-in on that, so we decided to bite the bullet and just get a new one, because we have so much work to do up here on the property that the little tractor is just not going to cut it. So we're going to go pick up a new one tomorrow, and that's going to be a whole nother adventure.
Metal stick.
Yeah. like this one.
Yep, that's the one.
So if you could see what we did, I took and laid it out with some 2x4s and then run the string lines to get everything even, and then marked each one so we can cut these off at an angle. We'll cut all the posts off at an angle, and then I have some 4x4 10-footers that are going to lay across. Then we'll lay all those across, and then the 2x4s run lengthwise where the strapping goes for the solar panels. So I'm just going to keep going and get these things cut off, and then we'll probably call it a day. So get a little bit more done, and then it's beer 30. That looks good.
Can I tell the camera how clumsy I am?
Sure.
I love steak. Whether it's on the ground or in my mouth, I always find steak. So this one I tripped on, and it's bleeding right through my pants. Yeah.
So there we go. We've got all our 2x4s laid out. Now it's time to start putting the racking system on that. So be the next thing to go. We've got all this metal racking that came off the place out in Colorado. And if I can get that loose. All this metal racking from out in Colorado. And we'll put this all on. Screw that down. And then we'll be able to attach the solar panels. So we're laying out our rails now. We got everything kind of laid out so we got each size that we have available. And I put a screw down inside there, if you can see down in there, to hold each end down. And then we ran this string line along here. And we're going to try to keep everything nice and straight to the string line. So I'm just going to drill them and screw them. Darcy's just putting in the last few screws. We got all our rails up. We are ready to go find all of the hardware and wiring and all that stuff that's in storage and pick up the solar panels and bring them on over. So these are what the clips look like that go in the rails. They slide in that way, and then this little black plastic part is spring loaded. You can see it's kind of spring loaded, so it helps to hold them in place until you slide the panels in. So here's the solar panels. You guys might notice in the video that there was a segment where I was talking to the other camera and something happened to the video. Don't know what happened to it, if it got misplaced into a wrong file someplace, but I can't find it to add to this video. So I am going to cover what we've got. We did bring all the panels in on the truck. We had them all loaded up and brought them in, set them all in place. We got it all here. They are now temporarily set up. Everything is complete. This is the new solar shed, which I'll have just a real short clip on that one showing you guys just the basics of how we put it together. You can see where all the wiring is coming from the panels. We ran them through some PVC pipe that we just painted black. Got a grounding rod in the ground. So the panels are all up, they're all ready to go. All we got to do is finish the rest of the work inside the shed. And inside the solar shed here, you can see we've got all the power coming in from the panels. I've got all my switches. I've got an electric panel that I'm going to be running power to from the inverters and the batteries. It's all insulated and ventilated and everything. We got an automatic vent up here that's going to run off of a thermostat, and I just got to finish everything up. Got the solar shed all set up. The fan is running in here to help keep the ventilation going, keep it cool. And you can see we got a vent down there on the floor. Got a vent down here on the floor. Got a little window to get some light in here and a little more extra airflow. But everything is insulated throughout the whole shed. We are up and running. Solar power. There you go. Our two rich inverters. Our two big batteries. Yep, actually big battery. Bigbattery.com. Each one of those are 15 kilowatts, so we got 30 kilowatts of battery storage. Well, I'm having a little bit of an issue with this one. I'm going to have to contact them, ask them why it's not quite cooperating. But then I just ran everything into this panel right here. I've got everything wired out from there. We've got power that's going to run out through the wall down here to the camper, and then an extra outlet outside for all of our water pump and stuff once we get the water tank, and then washer and dryer in here, so that we will actually have a washer and dryer. And yes, it's going to be an electric dryer. So why not use the electricity we make to dry the clothes when you need to? Although with the temperatures outside right now at over 102, I'm not sure how much we need a dryer. So we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching the videos and hanging in there with us. I know I've been not the best at the videos lately. There's just been so much going on. We had to redo our plans for the house and engineering, and we've been dealing with trying to get the septic going. So we're working on a lot of stuff, and it's been real busy, so it's hard for me to keep up on trying to shoot videos, make videos, get them posted. But I'm working on it, and we are making progress. So stay tuned. We're going to keep moving along. Alright guys, so I'm going to add a little segment on the end of this video. I'm sorry about the end of the last part of it, because the sun was totally at my back and just blinding everything. I'm sure you could hear my voice, but really hard to see my face. So I'm going to give you a quick look at where we are at today, because today we actually have a washer and dryer in the solar shed, and the washer is doing its first test run. Well, there's all that solar equipment. Everything's been up and running. Got a nice little refrigerator in here as well, so we got some cold waters on site. And this is the temporary water setup running to the washer. Got a couple outlets on it for the RV when we get it up here, and for an extra hose if we want to spray down some stuff. That's the water hauling tank, but that's all temporary. We're going to get a regular permanent tank here pretty soon that we can fill up with, a whole bunch of water. But for just doing the test run on the washer and checking out the pump and everything, making sure everything's working right, I think everything's going to work out pretty good. It seems to be going well, and we're going to move forward. We got some new stuff coming. Another project, of course, like we needed another one, but we'll let you know about that one real soon.